Iris is a professional side chick. Yes, you heard me right. She's a professional side chick that married women seek for her services. But 6 months ago, Iris was just another broke girl in Lagos trying to survive. She was 26 years old and working at a small marketing firm that paid her barely enough to cover rent. Every month was the same struggle: pay rent or send money home to her mother, buy food or buy data to stay relevant online. She was tired of being broke while watching other girls her age flash new cars and expensive hair on Instagram. One Friday night after a particularly bad day at work, Iris lay on her bed scrolling through social media. Her boss had shouted at her for a mistake that was not even hers. Her landlord had sent another rude message about next month's rent. Her bank account had 23,000 naira, and the month was only half done. She was fed up. She looked at her photos from last weekend. Her friend had taken pictures of her at a beach party. She looked good in a blue dress that hugged her body right. Her skin was glowing. Her makeup was perfect. She picked the best photo and opened Instagram. She typed a caption as a joke: "Professional side chick for hire." She even added the money bag emoji. She laughed at herself as she pressed post. Her friends would see it and laugh too. Maybe they would comment funny things. It was just a silly post to end a terrible day. She dropped her phone and fell asleep. When Iris woke up the next morning, her phone was hot. She had 47 unread messages on Instagram. She thought maybe her post had gone viral or something. She opened her DM with a smile that disappeared immediately. The messages were not from her friends. They were not from random men sliding into her inbox. They were from women, married women, serious women with verified accounts and wedding rings in their profile pictures. "Hi, what are your rates? Are you actually available? I need someone professional and discreet. Can we meet to discuss this? I travel a lot for work, and I need someone trustworthy. Do you have an STD test? I need recent results." Iris sat up in bed. Her heart was beating fast. She read through every message twice. These women were not joking. They were asking about her services like she was selling actual business packages. Some even sent voice notes explaining their situations. One woman said she was tired of her husband cheating with random girls who caused drama. Another said she traveled twice a month and wanted her husband to have a controlled distraction. Another said she had a sexless marriage and felt guilty, so she wanted to arrange something herself. The last message made Iris stop breathing. A woman named Mrs. Adeyemi had sent a simple text: 500,000 naira per month. Are you interested? Let's meet tomorrow. Iris looked at the number again. 500,000. That was more than twice her salary. For one client, she looked around her cramped room with its peeling paint and borrowed furniture. She thought about her mother's medical bills piling up in the village. She typed a reply to Mrs. Adeyemi. "I'm interested. Where should we meet?" Iris, the professional side chick, met Mrs. Adeyemi at a coffee shop in Victoria Island 2 days later. The woman was 38 years old. She worked in oil and gas and traveled to Port Harcourt severally every month. Her husband got lonely when she was away. He had cheated before with a girl who later showed up at their house demanding money and causing a scene that their neighbors witnessed. Mrs. Adeyemi was done with surprises. She wanted control. She would rather pay someone clean and professional than deal with random girls bringing drama to her doorstep. Iris listened and calculated the money in her head. Mrs. Adeyemi explained the rules: no feelings, no extra demands, monthly health checks, updates through text only. Iris agreed to everything. 3 days later, she met Mr. Adeyemi at a hotel bar. He knew his wife had arranged it. He seemed embarrassed at first, but also excited by the strangeness of it all. That night was awkward but easier than Iris expected. She went home feeling like she had just finished a difficult work shift. The next morning, 500,000 naira appeared in her account. Iris stared at the alert for a full minute. She had made in one night what took her suffering at her marketing job. She sent money to her mother. She paid part of her rent. She bought groceries without checking prices. Within 3 weeks, Iris had 2 more clients. Word spread quietly among certain circles of women. Her Instagram post was still up, and women kept sending careful messages. But her second major client was different. Her name was Mrs. Rebecca, and she was 35, with a calm voice and a clear plan. Mrs. Oakham had been married for 10 years to a good man. He was kind and responsible and paid all the bills and never raised his voice. He was boring, no excitement, no fire, no danger. He was everything her ex-boyfriend was not. That ex-boyfriend had reached out to her 6 months ago after years of no contact. They had been messaging secretly ever since. The old feelings came rushing back. She wanted out of her marriage, but she needed a clean exit. She did not want to be the bad wife who abandoned a good husband for no reason. She needed evidence. She needed him to cheat first. Iris felt uncomfortable with this one, but the money Mrs. Oakham offered was too much to refuse. 2 million naira for one job, get the husband to cheat, get evidence, get out. It took Iris 3 carefully planned meetings. She ran into Mr. Oakham at his gym, then at a bar near his office. Then she invited him for drinks. He resisted at first because he really was a good man. But Iris was patient and beautiful and available. On the 4th meeting, he broke. They went to a hotel. Iris made sure there were photos, timestamps, clear evidence. 2 weeks later, Mrs. Oakham filed for divorce. Her family supported her. Her friends called her brave for leaving a cheating husband. Nobody knew she had paid for the whole thing. Nobody knew her ex-boyfriend was already moving into a new apartment they had picked together. Mr. Oakham looked destroyed in the divorce papers, but he could not defend himself. The evidence was clear. Iris's account got fatter. She moved to a 2-bedroom apartment in Lekki. She bought a small car. She sent her mother to a private hospital. But something else was growing too. More women were messaging her. They wanted her services, but she wasn't the type of some of their husbands. Some wanted slim girls. Some wanted plus-size women. Some wanted light skin. Some wanted dark skin. Iris had an idea. She could not be everything to everyone, but she knew girls who needed money just like she had needed it. Girls who were beautiful and broke and desperate. She started making a list of names. She was not just a side chick anymore. She was becoming a business owner. Then her phone rang with a number she did not recognize. The woman on the other end had a request that made Iris's blood run cold. The woman on the phone was Mrs. Chioma, and her request was simple and terrible. She wanted Iris to get pregnant for her husband. Mrs. Chioma could not have children after a surgery went wrong years ago. Her husband wanted kids desperately and was starting to look at her differently. She was afraid he would leave, as even their plans for legal adoption keep failing. Her plan was for Iris to get pregnant, then she would claim the baby was from a secret adoption or a relative who died. She would raise the child as theirs. She was offering 2 million naira. Iris said no immediately and blocked the number. That was her first real boundary, but it made her realize how deep and dark some of these arrangements could go. She was playing in waters she did not fully understand. By month 4, Iris had recruited 3 other girls. There was Blessing, who was short and curvy with gap teeth that men loved. There was Aminat, who was tall and light-skinned with a sharp tongue. There was Ngozi, who was plus-sized and confident and could make any man feel like a king. Iris took 30% of whatever they made. She had become a madam without meaning to. She managed schedules and vetted clients and made sure the girls stayed safe and professional. The money was flowing like tap water now. But problems started creeping in, like cracks in a wall. Mr. Adeyemi caught feelings. After 5 months of their arrangement, he started sending Iris long messages about how she understood him better than his wife. He wanted to leave Mrs. Adeyemi and marry Iris instead. He said he was falling in love. Iris panicked and told Mrs. Adeyemi everything. The woman was calm and professional about it. She thanked Iris for being honest, ended the arrangement, and handled her husband privately. At least that problem was solved cleanly. But another client was not so reasonable. Mrs. Patricia had hired Iris 3 months ago for the same reason as most wives. She traveled for business and wanted her husband occupied. But something changed in Mrs. Patricia's mind. Maybe she saw how beautiful Iris was. Maybe her husband smiled different after their meetings. Maybe she realized she had invited another woman into her marriage and could not handle it. Mrs. Patricia started calling Iris at night with insults. She called her a homewrecker and a prostitute. She said Iris had ruined everything, even though this was her own idea. She sent long bitter messages blaming Iris for problems that existed before Iris ever showed up. The woman was angry at herself but pouring it all on Iris. Eventually, the messages stopped, but the damage stayed in Iris's head. One of Ngozi's clients got violent when he was drunk. He grabbed her arm too hard and left bruises. Iris had to handle it carefully because the man's wife was a lawyer who could destroy all of them if things got messy. They ended that contract early, but Iris realized how quickly things could turn dangerous. Another client's husband started showing up at Iris's apartment unannounced. His wife had given him the address for their meetings, but now he was coming at odd hours wanting to talk. Iris had to move apartments and change her routine. She was making more money than she ever dreamed of, but she was also becoming someone she did not recognize. She looked at couples in restaurants and wondered which ones had arrangements like her clients. She heard her neighbors fighting and wondered if the wife had hired someone too. Marriage stopped looking like love and started looking like a business transaction with hidden rules. She marveled at the things women would do to keep or destroy their marriages. Some paid to save what was already dead, some paid to kill what could have been saved. She was harder now, more careful. She trusted no one. She saw every relationship as a game with secret players. At night, when she lay in her expensive bed in her new apartment, she felt successful and empty at the same time. Then one Tuesday afternoon, Iris received a video on WhatsApp from a number she did not know. When she pressed play, her entire body went cold. It was a recording of her with one of her clients. The husband had filmed her without permission. The message below the video was clear. He wanted more meetings for free, or he would send the video to everyone. Her family, her old workplace, the internet. Iris's hand started shaking. This was not just business anymore. This was her whole life about to explode. Iris forwarded the blackmail video to the man's wife immediately. She had no other choice. Mrs. Jennifer called her within minutes and Iris expected anger or blame. Instead, the woman was cold and efficient. She told Iris not to worry. 3 days later, the blackmail stopped. Iris never knew what Mrs. Jennifer did to her husband, but the video never surfaced anywhere. The whole thing left Iris shaken in a way money could not fix. That was when she realized any of these men could destroy her at any moment. She had bank alerts and a nice car and expensive shoes, but she also had secrets that could explode her entire life. One angry husband, one guilty wife, one leaked video. That was all it would take. 2 weeks later, another arrangement fell apart badly. Mrs. Sandra had seemed fine with everything until she was not. The woman called Iris crying one night saying she had made a terrible mistake. Her marriage was dying, and instead of fixing it, she had paid someone to sleep with her husband. Now she could not look at him without feeling disgusted with herself. She blamed Iris for taking the job even though Iris had only done what she was paid to do. Mrs. Sandra's pain was real and raw, and it made Iris see clearly for the first time. She was not helping anyone. She was just another piece in broken people's broken games. Iris made her decision that night. She would finish her current contract but take no new clients. She ignored the messages from new women looking for her services. She helped her 3 girls find other work or go back to school. She deleted the Instagram posts that started everything. She used her saved money to start a small online marketing business. It was the kind of work she had done before all of this. The money was much less, but it was clean. She could sleep without her phone buzzing with strange requests at midnight. 6 months later, Iris was having lunch alone at a restaurant in Lekki when she saw Mrs. Adeyemi and her husband at a table across the room. They were not talking to each other. They were just sitting there looking at their phones like 2 strangers forced to share a table. Mrs. Adeyemi looked more tired than before. Her husband looked empty. Iris looked away and finished her food. Her life was smaller now. Less money, less excitement, no more expensive trips or designer bags every month. But she was free. She did not have to manage secrets or dodge blackmail or wonder which client would become a problem. She was building something that belonged to only her. She did not regret everything. The experience had taught her things about people and marriage and money that she would never forget. She had seen behind the curtains of relationships that looked perfect from outside. She knew now that many marriages were just contracts that people tried to manage however they could. But she also knew she could never go back to that life. The cost was too high. Not just the danger, but what it had done to her inside, how hard she had become. How she had stopped believing in love or trust or anything real between people. Iris paid her bill and walked out into the Lagos sun. Her future was uncertain, but it was hers. That was enough.